Hey y'all, I'm here today making a quick video about prison mailroom rejections in the US. So I'm going to be covering just the absurdity of some of the reasons for rejection, highlighting specific instances, and then also going through the consequences that these strict mailroom guidelines can have for the incarcerated people. So let's jump right in, first with an overview, then reasons for rejection, then consequences, and then just wrapping it all up. So, the publication itself that's being sent, just for a little bit of context in case you're unfamiliar, it's a publication or newsletter that informs the incarcerated citizens who subscribe about voter education, legislative updates, and social services. So, it's basically just a way to bridge that gap and give them access to any information that they would need, like from the outside. Um, so, specific instances, really quick, these are both coming from Michigan through letters written by people in prison. On the top left, from the Huron Valley Correctional Complex, you can see they write, "So listen, this place is rejecting my mail from you on every facet, which they claim is a threat or whatnot. This is happening with all mail I've received that's informative with what's going on out there. I'm currently grieving them because this violates my rights to public affairs, etc." And then here on the lower portion, you could see Upper Peninsula Prison. Um, they're writing, "Also, please be advised that regular mail I can't even see. Regular mail takes about 3 weeks to reach me, and this facility likes to play games with the mail. So, these people will lie to you quicker than a cat can lick his backside." But the point there is, it's just like, even if the mail isn't being outright rejected, then they're also facing these lengthy delays and wait times, which has got to be really frustrating if you're just trying to get the mail that you're subscribed to. So next is going to be the reasons for rejection. So this was like some specific different points. So from the Bureau of Prisons, this is denial number one. They're saying that books, magazines, pictures, etc. must come directly from the publisher. So that's one reason that this specific material was returned. And then moving on, this one's coming from Missouri. A photo calendar was rejected. Mail was returned to sender. They're not allowed to have the calendar. Must come directly from publisher, vendor. So that was in the same vein as the last one. And then next, this one's coming from New Mexico. You can see there's 18 here, but some in particular, like you can see, list of items inmates cannot receive through the mail. So no memes, no filters, sayings on photos, glitter, cards, Polaroid drawings. The list goes on. And then this one is really shocking. To me, it was, at least when I first saw it. A Python crash course was rejected because it could be detrimental to the security, good order, or discipline of the institution and may facilitate criminal activity. So you can see that was sent back. And then next, this one, the right to vote report was rejected in Missouri. And they said they received a censorship notification stating that it promotes, incites, advocates, facilitates, or otherwise presents a risk of lawlessness, violence, anarchy, or rebellion against a governmental authority. But they state in the next sentence that they were getting the newsletter and media with no problem when they were in Charleston. So they got transferred and now they're having issues, which has got to be incredibly frustrating. And then this, you can see there's a laundry list here, 1 through 39. I think a few that just stuck out in particular is just like, some are kind of vague. Like, they're talking about, you can pause if you want to go through them all, obviously, but there's like still the similar pattern with no crayon or gel, but like there's ambiguous ones, like appears to be in code. So it's just like, it's not easy to get to get your mail sent. And then the seventh one, this I thought was really good to end up on. I'll just read it. So, "Hey, how have you been? They rejected the publication. Haven't had a hearing yet. Process often slow. Something about it advocating prison resistance, prison inmate hunger strikes, and riots." That doesn't even sound right. Who advocates riots? And then the next portion, "What I've noticed is that the MDOC doesn't distinguish between reporting and advocating. A publication can report news and not be advocating the news it's reporting on, but that argument is lost on an institution determined to censor all kinds of information in news. So I thought this person summed it up really well in their letter, so I wanted to end off on that one. And then, so moving on, so you saw all those reasons for rejection. And so what could be some of the consequences for those rejections? Well, here there was a student who was removed from school. The deputy warden in this situation got the student dismissed from school over a mailroom rejection situation. So I could read a little bit. Well, the deputy warden was mad. I got it dismissed, and he basically told the co-director of the college program that I lied to him, lied to hearings officer, and I got it on a technicality. He influenced the director to drop me from school. Then they're saying the co-director said I violated the school code of ethics. And then the second letter you sent me mentioning the strike and letting me know you sent me some info on it, which I never got because it was rejected by the mailroom and sent back to you. I didn't even remember that was the situation in the letter because that just wasn't his focus. But yeah, then they go on the last little portion here talking about getting kicked out of school, has my whole family destroyed. A lot of people are disappointed. So just, is this really rehabilitative in any sense of the word? Like, his mail got rejected and then he ends up getting dismissed from school. Like, it's so upsetting. So moving on, just to wrap up really quickly. So you saw the overview of it, what was being sent, gave you a little rundown on that, and then all the laundry list of reasons that mail could get rejected for and what it did get rejected for, and then the consequences of it getting rejected. Like, you can literally be dismissed from school. It's outrageous. So wrapping up here, the impact. We're left with a lot of questions like, are these mail rejections reasonable? And then what can we do to combat this? With these frequent and harsh mailroom rejections or delays, it's extremely apparent that they don't want these resources and information being shared with these people in prison, which is exactly why it's all the more important that we work to keep highlighting their stories and exposing these conditions that they face to the public. So I left two thingies down here if you want to get more of this information, but I found this all really, really shocking when I first found it out, so I hope you found this informative and interesting. Have a great rest of your day.